This is Fisher Flying Products. I'm Dave Hurtner. Welcome to the Nest. Today we're going to talk a little bit about format of this new medium, what we want to accomplish. We want to educate people about products. We want to make it a safe place to meet weekly. We want to build a Fisher community, and we want to grow aviation in general. So today we are going to also talk about our FP202 to Polini engine mount. I'll give you a few more pictures, and we're going to show you some photos from our friend Leandro Erba in Argentina. So stay tuned, and you'll have some interesting things to see. Welcome back. The new blog format that we're going to be doing is going to be divided into 3 sections. What's new? In there, we're going to have information from our customers, information from us on what we're doing in the shop, interesting things that are being developed. In the middle, we're going to have products. We're going to talk about products that our aircraft are 14, 15 different models, new things coming on, accessories, and try to educate people on what we have for sale and what people are doing with them. The last section is going to be question and answers. We want to be able to receive information and questions from you, and we do on a daily basis. I'm always answering questions, and so I thought I would take those questions, formulate answers, and then have them in this format so you can hear what other people are going through and learn from the solutions that everyone comes up with. So to start off today, we're gonna first of all, there we go. We're gonna meet Lionel. Lionel is my production manager. Here he is putting together one of our very first tail kits that we've offered now. And it's just about ready to go out the door. So he's our main guy on the floor building kits for us. This is a picture of one of the kits that's going out the door. We had a pretty much finished fuselage and a quick build wing kit that we put together for a fella in Minnesota, and as you can see, it's going into the crate to be shipped out. All of our crates use heat treated wood, so if we ship internationally, there's no bugs or anything like that in them, and we always try to make sure that the floor is covered with some poly and that none of the contents can get wet. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Polini to FP202 engine mount that we developed. I just wanted to show you the machine, the CNC router that we mill the aluminum components on. And as you can see, we've got tie downs built into here so that the components are held securely while we cut them with the router. The components once cut look like this, and as you can see, we've got very large lightning holes in there, and those kind of holes with a hole saw or a fly cutter can be a little perilous to make. So we've got this dialed in on the CNC router. It cuts them beautifully, and we end up running these across our new belt sanders 3M style Scotch-Brite pad, and it cleans them up very nicely for shipping. This is a generic engine mount that will allow you to mount any small two-stroke engine to one of our aircraft or one of your aircraft. It's easily adaptable, and it's for sale. So if you are interested in that, give us a call. Here's another side view of it. As you can see, we've taken a lot of the weight out of the components, but yet we've still got a good structural system for mounting to the firewall and mounting to the engine. I want to move on to our friend Leonardo Erba from Argentina. He sent me these photos the other day, and I thought I'd share them with you. So he's building a Horizon 1, and there's just some of the construction photos that he's taken throughout the build. As you can see, we build on plans so that it makes it very easy for them to do. And there he's building actually both of the side rails at the same time on the same plan so that he gets them exactly the same. All of our aircraft, or a lot of our aircraft, are sheeted in 1/8 inch plywood, and as you can see, he's done a wonderful job putting this together. There's his wing on being built on a table, tail section, and he's got a couple of wings all put together hanging on the wall. So that's the end of the very first section here. We're going to be transitioning over and going in, and we're going to be talking about why build with wood. Next, I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to you about why you would want to build a wooden aircraft. A lot of people ask questions about material usage and the difference between wood and composites and aluminum, and I just want to say that wood aircraft have been built for years and years and years. The first wood aircraft were built, with the Wright brothers, and we've progressed along into aluminum. But some of the most successful wooden airplanes, like the Mosquito bomber during the Second World War, were all made predominantly from wood. Blanca aircraft, our own line of the Dakota Hawk, and all of our small aircraft are all completely made for wood and are very successful. The techniques in building with wood are very simple. You build on plan. The wood is easily shaped. You don't need expensive tools. A good chop saw, belt sander, and a sanding block and a planer or a hand plane will do most of the things you need to do to build one of our aircraft. As compared to aluminum, I've got a whole box full of tools and clecos and shrinkers and this kind of thing that are required for building with aluminum. Composites, a little trickier. You have to have vacuum bagging, you have to know your techniques, you have to have temperatures right, and things like this to make a successful aircraft out of those materials. Again, lots of successful wooden aircraft in the industry. One anecdote that I've been using for a lot of years is if you take a popsicle stick and you put it in your hand and you flex it back and forth 30 degrees, you could probably do that for quite a while before it would ever break, if ever. Whereas if you took a pop can or a piece of aluminum and you flexed it that same number of times, it will fatigue. It will break in half. And so wood is used in propellers, for that matter, especially on engines that have a torsional vibration that needs to be dealt with. And it's because they flex and they don't break because of the way the fibers are oriented. So why build with wood? I think there's a lot of good reasons to build with wood. And we're looking forward to having you build one of our aircraft. Next, I'm going to walk you through on how to wrap a bungee cord for our landing gear. This is a question that I get asked a lot. So here it is in visual format. You take the cord and you wrap the studs toward the center in equal amounts around on each side. You wrap the cord around each stud on each side with some tension. So you want to make sure that you've got a good pull on these all the way through with a little bit of give yet to go. A tight but firm pressure. And grab each end of the cords and prepare the knot. It's handy to have a helper at this point because you're going to want to have to hold the tension on the material or on the cords. You tie the knot, just a standard half hitch knot there. And then you tie it into a clove hitch, and then you secure the ends of the cords under the wraps. And then in the end, then you would wrap the whole thing and try to keep it out of the elements. So that's how you tie the bungee cords for the Fisher Flying aircraft. Lastly, I've got a question from Emiliano Panchetti about his Dakota Hawk. He was asking me about this part here that is the inner wing airfoil section that closes off the inner part of the cabin. And he wanted to know about how it comes back and whether it gets whether it gets pinned or glued back to this longeron. Now, as you can see here, he's asking me whether it's like this or whether it comes straight out. And it actually is like this. On the Dakota Hawk, the inner panel before the flaps, the one that gets flipped up so that you can fold the wings properly, is shaped to match this contour. And so it is correct that you would glue this down along the upper longeron area there, and make it bend. So that is correct. And there's another one he asked about whether or not it sticks straight out or whether it goes back, and it does get glued back to that upper longeron. Thanks, Emiliano, for that question. And as I'll sign off today, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next one. And again, remember, please hit the subscribe button and push the little bell. We're trying to increase our readership, and we want as many people out there to see us as possible. Have a great day, and see you from the nest next time. Bye-bye.